Welcome to another episode of the Inside View. My name is Jason Underberg, and of course, I'm here with the one and only Mr. Brian Coven.
What's up, everybody?
Today, we're going to talk about something that nobody likes to talk about, but unfortunately, it is a big part of life, and statistics, which we'll get into, is probably higher than I can only imagine. We're going to talk about divorce today. Again, it's the big D word. Nobody likes to talk about divorce, right?
That's true. But it is, I think, over 50% probably.
It's got to be over 50%. You know, as a guy who's, I would say recently, with a family and kids, I don't think about divorce, thank God. I hope I never think about divorce because I'm the kind of guy who really believes that it should be forever. But unfortunately, things change. And there's a lot of us out there that are going through it. So we brought on an expert in the industry. This young lady has formed an alliance, a group of now 50 different members who help get through your divorce, and they are the best at it. Without further ado, I give you Karolina Dehnhard.
Hello, hello.
Carolina.
Welcome to the studio.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. I mean,
welcome.
we really go way back, right?
We do go way back, and I think we were there to help form the Divorce Dynasty.
Yeah, and so you introduced the topic as divorce, and obviously, yes, we're talking about divorce. I am a divorce attorney. I do divorce internationally. People get divorced all over the world.
True.
Imagine that. But the focus of what I do is the rebuilding. The word dynasty means strength and power, right? You're building something from something smaller to something larger. And the vision where dynasty came from is that the divorce can't be an ending. It can't be a point in your life where you literally say, I failed, I give up, I'm done. No. Maybe that failed. Maybe you don't feel great, but you have a new beginning. And that's really where the platform formed and started. And you guys were there from day one on that rooftop in Jersey City overlooking the New York skyline, which to me is the epitome of strength. Yeah. That Manhattan, that concrete jungle, that speaks of immense power. And for a first-generation immigrant, English is my second language. I came from Poland. Wow. As a result of my mother's divorce to my dad. Dad stayed there. I really believe in recreating the American dream. And when we talked about primarily rebuilding women going through divorce and your vision of that lens of the city, it really added to the oomph of my vision.
Yeah, no, that's great. And we've watched this thing turn into, what it is today, which is incredible. So tell us a little bit about the group, the Divorce Dynasty, and, how it all works.
It's so exciting. So, people ask me why. So you're a divorce lawyer, you divorce people. Yeah, okay, fine. There's so much more to a divorce than just the lawyer divorcing you or the judge saying, okay, you're no longer married. There's the house, there's the finances. What if you don't understand your finances? What if you're not part of the decision making? What if you have a child with special needs? What if you have property abroad? Anything and anything, right, comes into a divorce. And it comes from my own story, right, and how I now recruit people. I was married to a very prominent, to this day, state senator. Although I'm an educated woman, I wasn't a lawyer at the time. And when divorce happened, I knew nothing. I didn't know where to begin. You're going through an emotional turmoil. And on top of that, I don't know how to read a tax return.
You're certainly not thinking clear when you're going through an
You
emotional
are not thinking, you're emotionally driven. And in a time where you have to rebuild your life and make really major decisions, emotions can't be the driving force. I luckily had a very strong support system. My divorce attorney said, no, you're not crying. Let's get it together. I went to law school within a year of my divorce. Wow. I pulled it together, but I knew that I would never be able to do it without my team. So fast forward, I became a partner at Bud Larner and Short Hills, where I built my career, and I saw these women coming into my office. I felt like I was looking at myself. Mascara running, what's gonna happen? I have no clue. Can he take the... I said, no. We need to assemble a powerhouse, a new black book of professionals. So you, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. This, are not going to feel alone.
Is that rare in this industry? Like, do most divorced lawyers work independently, or because this is the first that we've even seen this.
The difference between the way that I practice, right, and how others do. Listen, in a case, if you need forensic work, you bring in a forensic accountant. If you need to appraise a home, you bring in an appraiser. Right. But these are different people that are disconnected that come into a case. It's not a whole approach, if you will. My team comes in as an a la carte concierge service, but they all know each other.
True.
Bobby could call Sally, and it all works. And it's all tied together with a tremendous support system for the man or the woman going through divorce so that they could almost take a breath.
Sure.
And know that these
Everything's
individuals are dealing on their behalf.
So how do you select the men and women that are part of the group? What do you look for as far as criteria, right? I'm sure they have to check out some way.
So initially, and you gentlemen were both there, that was my go-to network that I was already working with, right? So I work with people that I know, I like, and I trust.
Okay.
I know their work, I know their reputation, they have to be referred to me. I spend time with them. Maybe we work on something together before they join the platform. They have to have a give back attitude. There has to be philanthropy involved because a lot of people need to know that they're not just there to make money. Of course, we all need to get paid, but it's a bigger movement.
Sure.
So philanthropic spirit, ties to the community, obviously develop book of business so that we could all refer to one another. But most importantly, they have to share the vision that we are trying to transform someone's life, and that from the day we file the complaint for divorce to the day we remarry them, because we have a matchmaker on the platform.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That there's a continuum. My goal, I'm a businesswoman, right? So my goal is to keep these clients engaged forever, till the end of time. Not that the divorce is over and Karolina's gone. So I created this network where my clients seamlessly stay involved.
Great.
Right, I'm sure you're always going through, you might come across an industry that you don't currently have as part of your team.
Yes.
Like I was surprised when you had the dating coach or different.
Huge.
Yeah. So as a business, right, I want to kind of look at this from, because depending on who's watching, there might be businesses that are interested in being part of this. What are the advantages of joining the dynasty? So if I am a plastic surgeon, I can make you look great after your divorce. What's my benefits of being part of the group?
So there's a tremendous amount, obviously, of PR that goes on, right? You guys know me. I'm always out there. I'm always promoting. I'm always speaking. I'm always doing something. When you join the platform, you get that exposure, right? And it starts with being, obviously, in your magazine, where you love the print media, but then there's all these other opportunities. So you pay a fraction of what you'd be paying for the PR because you're part of a bigger ad. So the cost savings for anyone just to be part of this image are phenomenal. Right. But then you're meeting people that have hundreds and hundreds of people in their Rolodexes and their networks.
Right.
So meeting me, you're meeting 1,000 new potential contacts.
Yep. So there's a lot of referrals going.
A lot of referrals, a lot of events, smaller, larger, one-on-ones. It's a business model. It's a business model of referring to vetted people.
Yeah. So fast forward, you've taken a big pivot point now, and it seems like the group is exploding. The brand is
bigger than ever, right? Yeah.
The brand is really on its way. Tell us what's next, because I know that there's a lot coming.
Yeah. So from the very first day, from your ad actually, I was approached from day one. Do you want to be on TV? And the answer was always no, because I didn't want this to be table tossing, cheating, divorce, ugly. I wanted to grow the platform into a transformational experience. So 2 great things are happening right now. Number one, we're launching in Florida. Very I have a team that I've assembled in the Palm Beach, Miami area, and that's happening in October.
Good market.
A lot of crazy wild divorces.
A lot of yes,
sure.
But most importantly,
there must be a lot of men with 21-year-old future wives or girlfriends.
Palm Beach Island.
A lot of prenups, right?
A lot of prenups.
But that area is really about, and you know this, guys, right? Because you're there. It's about transformation. They transform every 3 years over there.
Yep. Right.
But it's never giving up. Whether it's the sunshine, I don't know what it is, but it's about, moving forward. So I love that. But also, most recently, I was approached to actually do a TV show now, which speaks to me because it's going to likely be called Divorce Dynasty, The Transformation. And although, and it will likely be cast because there's confidentiality issues of real clients, but although there will be a component to she or he having gone through a divorce, it's about what's next. So I'll give you one example. Dating. Women When they get divorced, they feel they got to go out there right away.
Date.
To validate, you know, maybe.
Right away, so
I'm still hot. I'm still sexy.
No
Yes.
break.
I can still get a
breathing
man.
period.
Well,
no
and
cooling
this
off
is,
time. That's
you know,
interesting.
right? So we
Did
have.
you see, you know, what happens in Vegas? You know, the guy breaks up or
That's a
goes to
movie,
Vegas.
though. I guess I didn't know that that's real
But
life.
not far-fetched,
Not
okay?
far-fetched.
Yeah.
Gotta get out there.
Between all the Tinders, forget it, right? But
Wow.
while we have our mental health professionals on the platform to talk about the danger of that, okay, you swipe, you like, and then they ignore you. This ghosting term I just learned, that's not good for you when you're going through a divorce.
Yeah. Oh my God, this guy.
You want
never
to build
responded
your
to me.
confidence up.
You want to do it the right way, right? So we're going to be talking about, that's the largest transformation, right? You feel old, fat, and abandoned. All right, let's start there. Now what? Let's get you to the other side. While we deal with your finances, your children flying across the world for parenting time, who's sharing the dog was just here, you know, and all the other little issues being woven in. And what I envision for the show is almost like, not nip tuck, but the doctors, where you have a board of professionals and the client says, you know, we say, what's wrong? What do you need to fix? And we plug and play the people to build this team for who's in front of us.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I think it's really going to be,
I love it.
yeah,
Very informative,
transformational.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think,
Anything
I mean,
else? That's.
I was going to say one of the biggest misnomers we hear is that you're kind of promoting divorce, which is not at all the case.
No, I want
Yeah, it's
everybody
not-
to stay
yeah,
married.
of
And
course,
let me
yeah.
tell you why, okay? I truly believe in the family unit. I'm a product of divorce. I am also divorced. It scars you for life.
Sure.
Okay? So if we could help families stay married by getting them into counseling, getting them out to be more social, because this really is a social networking opportunity as well. You don't have to be divorced to network with me, right?
Of course, yeah.
But 1 out of 2 marriages end in divorce. I mean, we're not going to ignore the statistics. So we can't ignore the fact that it's a way of life in our world.
That's right.
Why not provide people a better image of what that D word looks like? It's not death, it's dynasty. We have to do that. And I feel I have an obligation for what I've gone through in my life and the network that I've created to give back, not just to sit and do nothing. I have to give back.
Yeah. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. And I think even, you know, being on the inside and fully understanding the business model early in years ago,
Right.
I didn't fully understand it as well as I understand it now. And I think that a lot of people probably think when they look quickly from the surface that it's promoting divorce. But
Right.
I'm glad that you cleared all that up, and it makes perfect sense. And I think it's a wonderful business model.
Yeah, it really is. If there's one takeaway, it's a support system for the person that makes that call to a divorce lawyer, and it's usually a very painful call to make.
Yeah.
It's a really bad day in your life when you're making that call.
Yeah.
And I like to immediately turn it around.
And it's usually built up for months, if not years,
Yeah.
before that call.
Have you had situations where somebody would call you and then they can somehow reconcile and the relationship keeps going?
I really feel like I should be a matchmaker because I turn clients away all the time saying, you need marriage counseling, not me.
That's
You love your
interesting.
husband, you love your wife, you know, sex is gone. Okay, well, you know,
See a sex
there's a
therapist.
sex therapist.
Yeah.
Call Wendy, I have one. Let's not be so quick.
Right.
Some come back, some don't. But those that don't come back, definitely refer others, and they are thankful.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
It's quick to pull the plug.
Right.
It's
can pull
easy
it,
to
yeah.
push the
Yeah,
eject
yeah.
button. The grass is always greener. on the
Yeah.
other
And the
side.
grass is not always
But it's
greener.
not always greener. It's
You know-
actually darker usually.
Listen, there's reasons to get divorced that are definitively
Sure.
Right.
you need to leave.
Sure.
Okay? But when it's your bored, you know, the spark, no. You got to give it a
The
moment.
spark is gone. Well, welcome to 20 years of marriage. Reignite it. Figure it out.
Well,
Yeah.
tune into the next episode to see how to keep the spark going. Right?
Yeah.
Well, listen, we have an entire sex team on
Yeah,
the platform.
I think getting a sex team on the platform. Let us know what you think, guys. But
Yeah,
I
if you're
think-
interested, I would like to.
I truly think having some sort of sex team would be really.
I'm fascinated when I see
Enjoy,
couples
yeah.
together 40, 50. Like, how do you do it? How do you stay together so long?
Absolutely.
you have to do the work.
Yeah.
It's
It
like, you know,
is,
it's
yeah.
like, you know, when you have a car that you want to keep forever, you know, whether it's a classic or not, you have to tune it up.
100%.
You don't just let it
And
sit
I think,
there.
and
Right.
I think,
You know?
although the romance is important, it is a small percentage of
Yeah.
the relationship because you really need to have your best friend. And
Yeah.
you need to enjoy and want to spend time and go do fun things together and get out because If you don't have that and you have great sex, you don't
Isn't
really
it
have
all about
anything.
communication, though?
First of all, if
mean,
you,
don't you
if
have
you,
to be able to,
yes,
like,
if you
really
can talk
say
to
what's
your
on your
partner
mind? Yeah.
after 10, 15 years and like actually watch a TV show or talk over dinner, you've won.
You've won. You've succeeded.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you enjoy, if you like each other, you're always gonna love each other. But if you really like,
No,
each
you
other,
gotta like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
yeah,
like each
yeah.
other. That's
Yeah,
that's
the
90% of your
chandelier thing, you
relationship.
know, no. But okay.
Right.
Wow, fascinating.
Well, this was awesome, eye-opening.
you.
And I look
Yeah.
forward to a second chapter. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
bring some of your crew on
my
here.
gosh.
Oh, I'd
So
love
much
it.
to
And we'll
You
dive
start
guys,
into.
yeah.
We'll start talking some deep or dirty secrets here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do after hours.
Maybe we'll do an after hours podcast.
Well, we always had a Divorce Dynasty drink at our event, so we could do after hours with a red little cocktail and bring
Yeah.
the sex therapist on.
That's a
I
great
love it.
idea.
Yeah.
It's a great
I love
idea.
it.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you guys,
Divorce
and
Dynasty.
congratulations on this gorgeous new space, and look for the next issue, right?
That's right. Look for the next issue. Look for the next podcast. And remember, it's all about the view.
We'll see you next time.